Come on, let's go.
Hurry up.
I was grabbing a beer.
Welcome to the PorchTlk Podcast. We are back. I am happy to be here. I am Eric. That is Ezra. Switching up the intro, mostly because I forgot what I'm doing, but we're back. We help you figure out your life as we figure out our lives, and we got a lot going on. I'm Eric. That's Ezra. He's still going to introduce himself, though.
Ezra, Brockwood Elementary, class of 06.
Dude, 1 week off, and I don't know what it is about the intros. I just always forget, and it's just like I can't handle the moment. Apparently, it's too much for me.
Almost too big. Piss down your leg.
It's a great reference. It's unfortunate because it was good we took a week off, and then I felt like so much shit happened, and I was like, damn, this would be great podcast material to talk about.
No, truly. Would you cut it out?
I don't think this will be a super long one because Ezra has to go to Atlanta for a week now, so shout out to that for sure.
Trash ass.
Okay, so I heard this on a podcast. I wanted to get your opinion on it, especially as someone who's jumped around to many colleges during your time. The whole concept was colleges have no incentive to help you graduate because the longer you're there, the more tuition you pay, the room and board, food, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So the concept was instead of paying like tuition every year, you would pay a lump sum of tuition. I don't know how you would do room and board, but let's just talk about tuition for this month. And then that's all you would pay. So then colleges would be incentivized to help you graduate sooner because you could be there for 10 years if you already paid. You're there, like you paid, so it doesn't really help them to keep you there any longer.
That's true. I didn't 100% know where you're going with this when I seen it, but that definitely makes sense. That's true. There isn't a whole lot of incentive right now for you to graduate unless your university relies on like government funding, because then they're going to look at things like graduation rate and shit like that. So that's the incentive. We got to push them out so we can get some government funding. But outside of that, it definitely makes sense because, like you said, there's no real push that's done to make you graduate. Like they make money off of you not graduating. That's how schools fuck kids over. Like they'll only offer a class this semester. You miss it, the class fills up. Then you got to take fillers until that class is available. They want you there longer so they can get more money out of you.
Yeah, think about like you transferred a bunch.
Oh
How
yeah,
many colleges don't take any credits? Like that could, if you, I mean, I don't get how maybe you just transfer your money over. I don't really know how that would work for that. But then also, a lot of colleges are probably taking a lot of these classes because, listen, we're trying to get you the fuck out of here now.
oh yeah.
So,
No, that would make sense if there was a way to like structure that. Because then, like you said, it could be kind of transferable per school. And then like the incentive is honestly, I feel like it's kind of like sports wise. You want to get niggas to the league for football specific. Maybe baseball. Baseball's probably better because I feel like niggas stay and play college baseball throughout their senior year.
yeah.
You want to get them out in 5 years. Give them one redshirt year and get them out in 5 years. If education took that same approach, every student has to be out the door within 5 years. I feel like that works because at the end of the day, that like full schedule 12, 12. Even if you take 12 every semester, 24 every year, you still might end up short. You might end up missing some shit. So give them a break, give them a little bit of wiggle room. Make it 5 years is the goal. Get everybody out in 5 years. Give them some sort of incentive for getting out in 5 years, like to the university. And I think it would be a way higher graduation rate all the way across the board.
Do you think if you didn't graduate in 5 years, but it's because of the university for whatever reason, they would have to give you some money back? Because that's a really good incentive. Because universities don't want to give money back.
Um, Give money back will get tricky because we'll never get money back from them really. But any additional time, if it's not at your fault because class is filled up, fucking they didn't offer this class enough for you to get in it, anything like that, I think they should have to admit you free because they're not getting any money, but you're giving the class away for free, so that's losing money. So they'll do their part to make sure that shit don't happen.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting one. I was like, you know what? That kind of makes some sense. Like, universities should have some type of like want for their students if they really actually cared, even though we know they don't, it's just a business, to graduate. It's like simple as that.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
All right. Moving right along. Let's talk about jobs being able to deny your PTO. Did you have a personal experience, or you just
I
have
did
a
not. I did when I was back at DHL, but I did not recently. By the way, DHL was a shit show. Shout out DHL for giving up 24 days of PTO. Nobody could use them, but we had 24. Um, I was reading. I was just talking to Ethan this morning about it. Actually, I was reading something on LinkedIn, and it was like a recruiter posting some like ways to know whether this is a good company to work for or shit like that. And like his number one thing was like just breaking down HR policies, and he said companies that he avoids and he tells people to avoid, so he avoids staffing for, is companies where you have to apply for your PTO. He was like, you earned this shit. You should be able to take it today. You wake up today and don't want to work, don't fucking come to work. You know a month out and you want to tell us, cool. You found out today that you got something you want to do on Wednesday, take it on Wednesday. This is shit that you earned. And he was like, he doesn't work or staff companies that have to, where you have to apply for PTO as an employee or where they have to approve it or disprove it. And to me, I was like, damn, I like that. Because he's dead right. Like, nigga, everybody here worked for this PTO. You accrued your PTO. Why are you asking permission to take something you already got? Like, I get you got some companies, some businesses, some avenues, you got deadlines. I hope as an adult, you know not to take 4 days when you got a deadline on day five. That comes down to the person.
yeah. I think that would probably be the biggest issue is like I'm thinking about products I worked on where it's like you have certain things you just have to get done by like deadlines like you said. So but at the same time, like you're kind of right. If you want to take off a day, like you should just be able to take that off. But I also probably can see you being like, "Hey, it's Tuesday," and you're just like, "Hey, I'm gonna be on a 2 week vacation starting Wednesday." Be like, all right, well, you just can't fucking do that. So
Yeah. I was gonna say you gotta still follow business protocol to a degree. If you're gonna take like weeks, you probably need to give some advance on that. And in that same post, he was breaking down like, do not think that this would alleviate performance-based reviews. Your attendance is still part of your performance. You do shit like that over and over again, that's gonna reflect in your performance reviews when you go for like salary increases, pay raises, promotions, and when they try to decide whether you keep your job or not, shit like that is still gonna factor. We're not saying don't use it, but like you still gotta have some like common sense. You can't take 2 weeks on Tuesday and be out Wednesday until fucking 2 Wednesdays from now. Like that's crazy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I ever like. I think all the jobs I've had, like, I usually send an email like, "Hey," it's like a form of like, "Hey, I'm requesting these off," but I don't think I've ever had them denied, except for when I first started and I was like a contract worker. And they were
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yeah, you're new. You're working like you don't get Christmas off." And I was like, "Cool, cool." I mean, there was no one in the office though, so it was like I was working while just watching like Netflix, and I was just like, so it was fine, but it was like, all right, cool, fuck me.
Bro, fucking DHL, they could approve it and then come back and deny it based off business need. So you could have shit on your calendar that was approved 3 months ago, and due to quote unquote business need, they could come back and deny that shit. And they'll give you your days back plus like 2.3 hours. And I was like, you don't get the fuck out of here.
What it like if you already have like a vacation plan, like what the fuck does that help you with? Like if you
No.
approved it, it's got to be approved. You can't go back on it. I'm sorry, it is what it is.
Yeah, at some point your word gotta be your word because you will hold your employees to their word. You do. So
Yeah, what like so they're just like, hey, this is disapproved, but also like here's a couple extra hours for the inconvenience. Like, what does that do for me?
yeah. And when they disapprove shit for fucking business need, it generally means a blackout is coming. So they'll like black out a whole month where like nobody's taking
Jesus
off.
Christ.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't I really can't see why you would deny someone's PTO like unless it was something extreme. I think only the only thing would probably be the places where they give you unlimited PTO and then someone really tries to take like 2 months off. Then you'd be like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not going to give you that.
Yeah, you gotta come to work at some point, my guy.
Do you think if you get unlimited PTO, that lessens the importance of your PTO as compared to if you have like, let's say 3, 4 weeks of it?
Um, yes and no. Cause I know a couple of dudes, two dudes and one girl with unlimited PTO. And it's kind of like that Google shit where it's like the golden handcuffs where they give you so much, but you don't necessarily get to use it because they gave you so much. So that's a reason for them to keep you. It's kind of the same way. One of them's a financing to get out here, actually. And with all that unlimited PTO, I think he's had 4 days off since he started in August. Like
Jesus
the deadlines
Christ.
he's got to meet, the work he's got to do, it just you can take off. But if you took off that day, you probably are down behind 18, 24 hours of work that still got a deadline on Friday. So you're almost hurting yourself if you use it.
I don't even I don't believe in unlimited PTO because I like you said, I think people don't take it and I think you get fucked over instead of just actually having a certain amount of hours that you can take.
Yeah, I agree.
We can kind of transition this to the next one though. I was telling you guys the other week, I think I have like close to 75 hours of sick time that I haven't used because I rarely get sick. So I haven't really taken sick time and like how do you use this? Like I need to start getting sick at some point to justify the amount of hours because I can't keep carrying these. I have to assume at some point they're going to be like, you have too many. Do something.
I never even thought about that. I don't know if sick days roll over or don't roll over or just below them at some point, I guess. I don't even have sick days, so I don't think I used to have sick days before this. Sick days for me would just be something like, honestly, if I had them, that would be like my Friday type shit. Like, I'm not going to work on Friday. I already planned a long weekend. Friday, I'm going to just send that email that I'm out sick. That's what I would do with those sick days. I would just burn them at some point because
I
I
was gonna
feel like they
say
probably don't. There's probably a point where they stop rolling over.
there has to be. There's at some point I'd accumulate like 1,000 hours of sick time because I just never get sick. Do you think I use some? I went to a doctor's appointment. I used some sick time because I was like, I'm not going to use my fucking PTO for that. Like, all right, do you count a mental health day as a sick day, or like, can we do that? Like, what are we?
You
Does
probably
that
could. That
work
sounds sick. Sounds sick to me.
in today's day and age? A sick day is basically, or a mental health day is a sick day now.
Yeah.
I want to know. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna make this the question of the week. If people feel free to answer, I will not. Well, you're telling on yourself if you do, but like, what's the best use of sick days when you were in fact not sick? Did you do something sick on your non-sick sick day?
Damn. Nah, I like that. I'm gonna wait to hear that one.
Yeah, maybe make it a question of the day. If you still do those.
I might have to.
I think this next topic was a Morgan one, which was would your significant other getting a professional massage from the opposite sex make you uncomfortable?
No. It's a job. I'm not gonna be mad at like going to get a petty from somebody if of the opposite sex, a massage of somebody of the opposite sex. Not gonna be mad if your gyno's a man. Like it's their job at that rate. I don't think no funny business is going, and I don't think my significant other is letting any funny business go. So I'm not really pressed.
Yeah, I feel like that would probably be something like if you were way younger where you would be like uncomfortable about or upset about, like a younger mindset about it. But like at a certain point, like you said, you're just an adult, someone's just doing their job. The only caveat, and we all know what what I'm gonna say, is those really weird sensual massages that just pop up on socials that go viral every once in a while, where it's like someone's doing way too much with someone. That's where it's going too far, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no chance.
Those are the those massages are that I don't even know if you can call it a massage. I think that's a whole different category of whatever the fuck you want to call that.
Yeah, that's like can't let that happen.
No, definitely not. Yeah, we're flying through this. We're just gonna hit the top five because that's just kind of the day that we're going on right now.
Hey,
Before we get into our next topic, we wanted to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this week's episode, Zencastr. When we first started recording PorchTlk, we were using whatever rinky-dink setup we could, but we realized we needed to step our game up to a legit setup, and that's where Zencastr came in. It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log into your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guest. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. Trust me, I know. If you have thought about podcasting before and realized that you need a lot of different tools and services, those days are over. With Zencastr's all-in-one podcasting platform, you can create your podcast all in one place and distribute it to Spotify, Apple, and other major destinations. Go to Zencastr.com/pricing and use our code PorchTlk and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same easy experience we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story, and honestly, they have a free plan too if you need it. Just as good. Shout out to Zencastr, and let's get back to the episode. This week is top 5 spring activities. It's getting warm out again. It was in the 60s recently. Like things
Jeez,
are popping off.
it is getting warm out. Fishing is number one. Fishing is number one. Um, Breweries. I feel like the spring and the fall is the time to hit the breweries. A lot of them are outside. Don't really got a lot of seating generally, so you're outside, just standing, you're vibing. A lot of them got food trucks and shit because they don't usually have kitchens. Breweries big number two. Three, cooking out. Always got to cook out, but I'll cook out all year. But cooking out is three.
For other people, that means grilling.
Yeah, I'll say golf if you're into golf. I done tried a couple of times. Can't super get into it, but yeah, golf. And then just like any fun recreational outdoor activity, whether it's top golf, whether it you don't have it yet, whether it's top golf, whether it's fucking damn, that's really the only one. I don't know if axe throwing is outside yet. I'm definitely not axe throwing now. Yeah, I'd probably go top golf five. So golf and then top golf.
There was one day we're trying to figure out like, oh, we want to do something nice. It was like a Saturday night, and I was like, let me go looking at Top Golf. I was astounded by the prices of Top Golf,
What you mean? You thought it was pricey?
bro. It was like $120 like per person. It was something
What the
crazy.
hell? Where
It
y'all
was
top golf in
something
there, man?
crazy.
Our shit is to reserve the bay. I think is like 40. And then did you have you been top golfing before?
No,
So you got to have an account. So once you create the account, I think it's like $12 or $15 the first time per person. So once you do that, you're probably straight. And honestly, I haven't been in like a year and a half. The prices used to be 40 for a bay. It might change for peak hours, just depending. Saturday's probably peak hours, and depending on who's going. So yeah, it probably could get up near 100, 120 if it's your first time and you're reserving a bay on Saturday.
I was like, I'm never going to Top Golf. Like, I would never pay for that. I would just go to a driving range and get a bunch of balls and have a lot more fun.
That's not more fun though. You can play the
Well,
different
yeah.
game. You can play the different games with Top Golf. You can drink. They got the food right there. Top Golf is really just the vibe.
So maybe I gotta check on non-peak hours, make an
Check
account, see
with,
what the deal
I'm about to
is.
say check with non-peak hours and just make the account and get it out the way. Because you'll need every player will need like a player account, or just do like me and Mariah do. We use our friends for her parents and shit when they come up. Because I'm not repaying $15. Get a grip.
All right, my number one. When it's nice out, springtime, a nice walk or hike, you can't go wrong with that. Walking the dog around has been very pleasant the last couple of days for sure. Number two, grilling. You can't go wrong with a good grill. I swear, I wish our fucking apartment would let me have a grill on this balcony. I'd be grilling up non fucking stop. Number three, this one's very specific. A baseball game only if the tickets are cheap. You
Oh,
should
gotta be
not
cheap.
pay top dollar for a baseball game. It should only be when they're cheap. Number four, just day drinking in general. But I'm going to stick with day drinking, but I do like the brewery call or the winery if that's what you're into. Being outside is a great time. And number five, classic for me, just chilling on your balcony or deck. You can do whatever. You can read, you can vibe, listen to some music, smoke cigars. Just being out in the deck when it's nice out in the springtime is an undefeated combo.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
If you want to know what Morgan's was, it was probably just going to be a combination of art too. She would just steal all of them. So
Yeah,
there you
probably.
go. Post topics, real ones only. Then we're flying today. I didn't have a lot on this, but I saw an article where a peeping tom got caught in St. Louis, and I just thought like, how down bad would you have to be a peeping tom in today's day and age? Where there's so much stuff out there, and then I thought, is it like a kink? But is a kink too generous? Is that like a fetish? Is that like that's clearly something?
That's probably like a fetish borderline of sickness. Like you've got problems. You probably for real got problems.
Do you think? I just thought about this now. Could someone make an OnlyFans that's like, but it's from the perspective as if you were a peeping tom and really corner that peeping tom market?
I'm sure somebody is trying to do that as we speak.
If you're doing that and you find this clip, so we'd love to have you on the podcast to talk about your up and coming business. Definitely
Yeah,
here
you
to
could
talk about
definitely
it.
like corner the market like that. They're coming to
All
you and
right.
only to you.
Okay. I had to take notes on this one when this one happened because it was quite an experience. So we went up to New York. I think we talked about it on the last episode. We went up to go hang out with some friends in New York. It was a great time. We took the bus up. Easy. 2 hours, no problem. We went to Delaware, dropped the dog off, got out there. Only bad thing was the fucking heat was on. Sweat my dick off in this bus for 2 hours.
Mhm.
Um, we leave on Sunday. We're going back to Delaware. Um, it's the same driver who took us up, which was cool. I was like, oh, that's clearly the guy. We're going on. He's like, oh, my scanner thing's not working, so we have to wait. Eventually, he calls some customer service thing. And then they just ask us for our like reservation number, and we're just talking through this guy's phone. I was like, this is clearly not an efficient way of doing this. We get on the bus. Some people, like time goes by. People just start like showing their tickets, and like he's like, cool, whatever. One guy tries to get on later. He's having issues with his tickets. The driver guy is like, listen, either you got a ticket, $30 cash. Either way, you're getting like that's the only way you're getting on. I said, oh, see, this guy's clearly doing a little side hustle, taking from the side, like $30
Hey, I
cash
like it.
slide on. So that was it. We're driving. I'm trying to read this book. Couldn't do it. Just wasn't really working. The bus stops. The guy just pulls over on the side of the road. He walks to the back of the bus. He's talking to someone. I guess they have cameras, and the cameras were like, "Hey, someone on the bus doesn't have a ticket." I was like,
The guy get them
"Damn,
off.
yeah, that sucks." The guy like was talking. He was like, "Show me the ticket." The person was like, "Well, I have a ticket, but they didn't show it." And I went back and forth for a little bit. He starts driving again. 10, 15 minutes later, bus pulls off again on the side of the highway. He's like, just stands up. Hey, you got to get off the bus. They want you off the bus. Like they're on the cameras. You're in someone's seat. You got to get off the bus,
Damn.
bro. It's on the side of the highway. I wouldn't get off the bus.
Yeah,
They
no
didn't get
chance.
off the bus. They were arguing for a little bit. He was like, I don't want to have to take you off the bus. I was like, you mean, dude? Side of the highway. There's nothing here.
That's
Some
crazy.
lady pops up and she's like, I have an extra ticket. She can have mine. He said, that's not how this works.
Hey, it's not. Come on, man. The rules is the rules.
I was like, I get that, but also like, if it's a ticket, it's a ticket, and she has a ticket. How does this not work? What if she just switches seats? Like, I don't know. So we start driving again.
The person is
We're
still on the bus.
they did not get off the bus. I mean, it's the side of the road. You can't get off the bus.
Okay.
It's insane. They're literally nowhere. They're just in the middle of nowhere, somewhere in New York. We're driving again, like 20, 30 minutes. We pull off to a rest stop. I'm like, oh, maybe we need gas. I mean, it's a little unprofessional. I would have figured you would fuel it up before you got here. No, no,
He's like, get the fuck.
He said, "Get the. We got 15 minutes. I need you. Everybody go to the bathroom. Whatever one. I need this person to get the fuck off the bus." So they're not moving. People are looking back. Next thing you know, we see a state trooper with the strong trooper stash come on the bus.
Yo.
He's like, "Listen, I need you to see a ticket, or I'm gonna take you off this bus." This goes on for, I'm not even kidding you, 5, 10 minutes of this person, this state trooper going back and forth. It starts going from like, I need you off the bus, like kind of nice, to like, I'm gonna start pressing charges on XYZ, XYZ.
Damn.
But the thing is, they kept saying, I have a ticket. Then you would show the ticket. You would have
Yeah.
shown this ticket hours ago. Like,
I'm assuming there was no ticket at the end of this.
there was no ticket. That
Mm.
person got taken off the bus, and that was pretty much it. It was
That's quite the adventure.
and then so our bus driver bought some Popeyes and then proceeded
What a
to eat it
boss!
as he was driving the
Oh,
bus.
I thought he was like treating y'all for this
No,
trauma.
he was just eating it as he was driving the bus, but he was all over the road, and I was like, maybe you don't need to be eating the Popeyes
Yo,
as you're
Popeye's a
driving right
little
now.
wild. Like, if you said he had like a burger, maybe. Nigga busting down chicken breast while driving.
Bro, yeah, it was bone in. Like he was just really trying. Like you can't just eat that easily. Like you said, that's not an easy meal to take down by any means.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it was quite the. I was like, I needed to take notes because I knew I'd forget about it, but I needed to tell this story properly.
Yeah, that's wild. That's why we don't be on the bus. That's like exactly why we do not be on the bus.
Dude, it was so much cheaper than the fucking train though. A
I
ticket like
believe it.
up was like 120. We got our tickets I think like 120 a person. I think we got our tickets for 50 bucks each if that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I was like, I'll do that any day of the week. And it was straight like going from Newark, dropping the dog off and going there, it's straight. So it was 2 hours, no
Yeah,
problem.
that's not too bad.
Um okay. How much you're planning a wedding or you might have already planned most of it. We're in the process of planning a wedding. But just in general, how much should you give for a wedding gift? Like, I heard a thing you pay for your plate. So if there's two of you, you might be paying a good amount. Like, I don't really know. I also think, just so we get this out of the way, just because people have a wedding registry, you cannot just buy the cheapest thing on the fucking registry,
I agree.
singular, and just think that's, oh, I got something. If you're getting small stuff, you got to get multiples to make it
Yeah,
add up. Just putting that out there now.
I agree. Got to definitely get multiples. I'm not mad at the pay for your plate. The thing with that is you're never gonna know how much it really is. I'd probably say we're gonna say most weddings you're probably getting a plus one. So you're probably getting a gift between the two of you. I'd say no less than 100. That's probably the right thing. At this stage in life, I'd say no less than 100. Sorry for anyone who knew me before this stage. Um, I don't even know if I got Robin Jesse a wedding gift. I think I gave him money,
Yeah, that's a gift in
maybe.
its own right.
I don't know like how much. Yeah. So yeah, wasn't the best. I'm not gonna lie. At this stage in age, we're all late 20s, pushing 30. I'd say probably at least something of $100 value, and that's even like depending on what it is, that can get interesting. Because I feel like
Yeah.
the silverware set I want's more than 100. The plates I want's more than 100. So like, what is $100? Like anything helps. Anything is good. I just don't know what's really going to be on our registry. Like less than 100, if I'm being honest.
Well, I was also thinking about this. I was like, all right, you said $100 minimum. I could see if you were like, maybe you got the invite, but you weren't the closest friends. But like, I feel like if you have a super close relationship, like people know, like you send at the end of the time like thank you notes, so you know what they got you. Like you, it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like when you're like at a restaurant, like you, if you know someone who's a server, like you got to tip well, like you got to give a good gift because they know you. They're gonna talk shit about you for sure.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's definitely true. Yeah,
Stressful.
it's got to be something good. Because now that I'm thinking about it, if you got a nice towel set, you could probably get a nice towel set at like Macy's or something for like $40. I wouldn't be mad at that. Everybody could always use new towels or an experience. One of Mariah's
Mhm.
friends just got engaged, and as an engagement gift, I don't know if you got an engagement gift. That's something I might have to touch on. I did not get any engagement gifts either. I didn't
No,
even
I
know that
got
was
no
a thing.
engagement gifts. Well, Anna's mom got us stuff, but it was super like small.
Yeah, as an engagement gift, one of her friends gifted her a trip to New Orleans, and I was like,
What-
"Yo, what the fuck is going on here?"
Bro, what kind of money we got? We're just gifting
Yeah,
fucking trips to New Orleans.
and it wasn't even like you got engaged in September. This trip is in July. Like they got engaged mid February, early February. The trip is this week. So it's like they went on and bought the tickets and shit.
God damn.
Yeah, it was no deal got there. I was like, sheesh. Yeah, I
Bro,
didn't even
you
know
an
people was giving
engagement?
engagement gifts. I said, what the fuck is
Yeah, what?
this?
Can I set up a registry like an Amazon wish list for this engagement? Start sending it to people?
All right, I'm gonna have to.
God damn. Yeah. Um, dude, small wedding update. I meant to send you a Snapchat of this. I was in Fredericksburg yesterday looking at a venue. I was standing on business out in the Berg.
The fuck was we looking at in the burger?
I'll tell you off podcast. Can't have these people know where we're looking
Man,
at.
can't get one free.
Yeah, because I want to get your opinion. Maybe you know the spot.
I only know like two spots that's coming to mind, but yeah.
Did you guys look at spots in the burger at all? Or were you looking just Virginia in general?
Nah, we didn't. We didn't look in the burger at all. Didn't even
You're
come
like,
up.
nah. Now I'm regretting it. Maybe I shouldn't be in the burger all of a sudden.
No, they got a couple of decent little spots out there.
Yeah, when we saw it yesterday, we liked them. We saw another one yesterday. Brother. It wasn't in the Berg. It was somewhere in, I think it was somewhere in Maryland.
Mm.
The
And you were in
decor that
two
they
in one
had.
day.
Yeah, we did 2 in one day. The rest of
Oof.
the ones we're doing are pretty much Saturdays only, I
Yeah.
think. But we're gonna have to drive down to Charlottesville to look at 2, so we're gonna do those on the same day.
Oh yeah.
But we saw one yesterday. The inside of dude, all I need to tell you is like they had such eclectic shit. There was we didn't want to look at the inside. We liked the outside of it more. I'm not even kidding you. There were like bird heads that were like 2 feet like round, like on the things. I was like, who the fuck would ever want this in their like wedding reception?
Not me. Definitely not Mariah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, but no, we're in the thick of it. I hope we have this done April. We should have like we're locking in on a place.
Yeah.
So there's that. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything that happened to you during the our 1 week break?
Got fucked at the job, but that's like regular. Really, really nothing. Really, I was just crazy weekend work last week. Probably over 85 hours.
Jesus Christ, dude.
That's the height. And due to the capacity flex up that we did, I now have to be there at 4:30 and not 5. So I have to get up at 3 to leave the house at 3:30. Yeah,
Do you sleep more? Like,
I
have
do
you
not
adjusted or
sleep.
no?
Mm-mm. I probably sleep about the same 3-ish hours.
I don't know how you survive, dude. I could
I don't know
never.
how I do either.
Jesus. All right. Well, unfortunate for you. I hope you get a new job soon.
Hey, we're looking. We're looking.
God. All right, we'll wrap this up. As has to drive all the way down to Atlanta. So let's get into some music and TV recommendations.
Music, I'm going all of Vultures, but specifically Vultures off of Vultures. I know it's hot. I'm sorry. It's like that. And then TV wise, oh yeah, could have been House. Drewski's TV show is actually funny as shit.
Is it on TV? I know he like was doing it on
Nah,
YouTube at one point.
yeah, it's only on YouTube. He said none of the networks will pick it up.
Yeah, I've seen clips of him doing that, and I was like, I should watch this, and I always forget about it.
Yeah, that's just funny.
Um, TV wise, in honor of Jason Kelsey, the greatest center of all time, retiring, bringing a Super Bowl. Watch his documentary on Amazon. Music wise, you can just listen to Jason Kelsey's Super Bowl parade speech, all time classic. And if
Oh,
you want to listen to his retirement speech, it was like an hour today. So there's that. God. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Thank you for listening. You can watch us on Spotify and YouTube. Go subscribe to the YouTube, help it grow. Also, we're trying to get Ash Roth on the podcast. I emailed his contacting today, so we'll see if he gets on here.
did you actually email me?
Yeah, I'm trying to get Asher Roth on the podcast.
Damn, that would be goaded.
It was not a professional email either. I slandered Morgan in it, so there's that. So we're DMV podcast, and I was like, I grew up in Delaware, moved to Maryland. Ezra's from here, and then Morgan's in Jersey, so that never counted.
Yeah,
So
definitely doesn't.
yeah, hopefully we have Asher Roth because he's touring soon. See, Asher, free promo, come on the podcast.
Please come on.
Listen to us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, everywhere else you hear podcasts, and we will be back next week. Hopefully Morgan will actually be here. Peace.